I thought I was the problem my whole life. Turns out I was just surrounded by the wrong people. I grew up thinking something was wrong with me. Not in a dramatic way. Just small things, like why I was always the one apologizing. Why I felt guilty for being tired. Why I felt anxious asking for basic things, like time, space, or help. I thought that was just my personality, quiet, sensitive, difficult. At home, I was the responsible one, the peacemaker. If someone was angry, it was my job to calm them down. If something went wrong, it somehow became my fault. I learned early that keeping everyone happy mattered more than how I felt, so I carried that into adulthood without realizing it. In friendships, I was always the one checking in first, the one who listened to long rants but never really shared my own problems. If someone canceled plans, I said it was fine even when it hurt. If someone joked at my expense, I laughed along, even when it stuck with me for days. Then came my relationship. At first, it felt perfect. They were confident, outspoken, and seemed to know better than me. I thought that was strength. When they corrected me, I told myself they were just being honest. When they dismissed my feelings, I thought I was being too sensitive. Slowly, my world got smaller. I stopped bringing things up because it always turned into an argument. I stopped trusting my instincts. I started rehearsing conversations in my head before speaking, trying to predict what would make them upset. The scariest part? I thought this was normal. The breaking point came over something stupid. I had a bad day at work and tried to talk about it. They sighed, looked at their phone, and said, "You're always so negative." Something in me just snapped. Not loudly, not dramatically, just a quiet realization. I would never be allowed to be human here. That night, I went home and cried, not because of what they said, but because I finally saw the pattern. It wasn't just them. It was everywhere. I was constantly shrinking myself to make other people comfortable. Leaving wasn't easy. Neither was setting boundaries with friends. Some people didn't like the new me. They said I'd changed. That I'd become distant. That I wasn't as easygoing anymore. They were right. I wasn't. But for the first time, I could breathe. I started choosing people who listened without trying to fix me. People who didn't make me feel guilty for needing rest. People who didn't treat my kindness like an unlimited resource. And here's the thing no one tells you, when you stop overgiving, you lose people, but you gain yourself. I still have moments where I wonder if I'm being selfish. Old habits die hard. But then I remind myself, asking to be treated well is not a flaw. I wasn't broken. I was just surrounded by people who benefited from me believing I was.